What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns doing a trailer breakdown for Mafia 3 weaponry in New Bordeaux. By the way, this video is linked below in the description section for you to check out yourself. So we obviously have a lot of information to go over in this video, so it's going to take a quick minute to get through all of it. Hopefully, we'll be able to do so. Anyways, we're going to learn about Lincoln Clay's arsenal in Mafia 3. What weapons will you use to take down the Marcanos on October 7th? And earlier, I learned something. Now, I realize that I have a lot of videos I've been posting lately, not intentionally. Like, there's like 3 videos yesterday, and there's obviously 3 videos today. It started off with my Mafia 2, The Wild Ones, Chapter 8. Then, of course, a couple hours ago, or 3 or 4 hours ago, I posted Mafia 3 Inside Look Making Money Breakdown. And this will make the 3rd video today. Yet another hat trick. And if for some reason you happen to be missing the videos or not coming up on YouTube, a solution to that is right here. Like, go to one of my videos, go to, where it says subscribe underneath my name, underneath the title, and you see this bell? Click on the bell, and all you gotta do to get notifications from GeauxBurns, moi, is go from highlights to all, and then you click save, and boom, problem solved. So there you go. That's how you can make sure that you get all the videos from me concerning Mafia 3, Mafia 2, or any other videos I happen to post. So let's get to it, shall we? The breakdown of Mafia 3 weaponry in New Bordeaux. It opens with Tape 3, Weaponry in New Bordeaux, August 25th, 1971, from the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. So this is obviously the 3rd video that we've done in this series. And the first one was, what districts? The second one was, what was the second one about? It's been a few weeks. Anyway, so let's move on. So the Senate is once again grilling Donovan about his involvement with Lincoln Clay taking down the Marcano crime family. And the Senate asked him a question about the weapons that Lincoln used to, quote-unquote, terrorize the citizens of New Bordeaux. The chairman said, "I suppose you furnished him with these as well." And, of course, Donovan responded. Typical Donovan fashion, smartass, laughing as usual. That's why I love him so much. "Actually, no. Don't get me wrong, Senator. I would have given him any gun, knife, or bomb he asked for." And, of course, yeah, Lincoln has lots of toys to play with in Mafia 3. Specifically, his favorite is combat knife. He absolutely loves that thing. Yes, he does. And of course, you see a up-close shot of a revolver. And see what appears to be a nice bladed object that Lincoln Clay will be able to use. Probably sharpening his combat knife, obviously. So, yeah, that's definitely, I think, an up-close shot of his combat knife. Get a nice little sharp and polish whenever he heads back out onto the streets. And of course, here's the scene here with Lincoln Clay with what appears to be a big old 44 Magnum revolver. And I think the names will be different in the game, but I'm just going by the real-life name. So, yeah, 44 real-life mag. Similar to what Dirty Harry used throughout the Dirty Harry series. By the way, if you never watched Dirty Harry, it's awesome. So, anyways, this scene where Cassandra walks in, asking, "What can I do for you, Lincoln Clay?" So you got Cassandra there hanging out, walking in with a cup of coffee or tea. Maybe she's a tea girl. I don't know. Personally, I prefer tea because I like the antioxidants. Some people, on the other hand, rather have a cup of coffee. But to each their own. So, anyways, let's see. Donovan, continuing, talks about in the background how Lincoln never had trouble finding a weapon. And then, of course, let's see, Donovan also, after he says that, the Senate says this: just how does he accomplish that, i.e. getting weapons? And then, of course, it pans back to this scene that we're already showing, where Lincoln asks Cassandra to help him kill Sal Marcano. And I get the feeling Cassandra's not going to have a problem with helping Lincoln take down Marcano and the Marcano crime family. And then, of course, Donovan chimes back in and points out that Cassandra is one of Lincoln's underbosses, along with Burke and Vito. She is the leader of the Haitians, and she looped Lincoln into a sweet arms smuggling ring. And, yeah, so that's pretty much how Lincoln gets some of these weapons, as you can tell, like a rocket launcher, see, M16, you got some sniper rifles, some pistols, some shotguns, a whole bunch of wonderful toys right there that will be at Lincoln's disposal in Mafia 3. Then, of course, Cassandra says this to Lincoln: there are stashes of guns hidden in the city. So, apparently, there's going to be a lot of guns hidden throughout the districts of New Bordeaux that Lincoln Clay can get his hands on. And here's some more weaponry that is part of Cassandra's smuggling ring. Some rockets, which appear to be Army issued in the black market, probably just off of a rail car, it looks like. And of course, an up-close shot of the rockets. More rockets as well. And yes, oh, more weapons. Oh, yes, more toys. What we got here? We got some of the same weapons we just saw a moment ago, like the rocket launcher. Appears to be a lever-action shotgun, a grenade launcher, AK-47, pump-action shotgun. Some, like a pretty a heavy machine gun right there, a light machine gun right there. So, yeah, like I said, a lot of Second Amendment devices that Lincoln will be able to use on the streets of New Bordeaux. And, oh, yeah, this is the scene where she tells Lincoln about how there's stashes of guns hidden in the city. That's right. Hidden all over the place, along with Playboy magazines. And then, of course, let's see. Oh, yeah. Donovan chimes in once again, because a lot of it has to do with Donovan and his interactions with Lincoln Clay. He says this: if the VC, a.k.a. the Viet Cong, had been this well provisioned, the whole damn war, a.k.a. the Vietnam War, might have turned out different, according to Donovan. So here's the van that Lincoln Clay uses in order to get various things, including firearms, along with ammo refills and weapons upgrades, like the shotgun here. So you're going to have a whole bunch of weapons and ammo and upgrades you'll be able to get as Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3. And of course, Donovan goes on to talk about, some of the other options you'll have, like extended clips, perfectly tuned sights, hollow points, silencers. And of course, he says this: by the time Lincoln was done tinkering a firearm, he had it set as a precision instrument of death. And here you see a sweet-looking double-barrel shotgun. And then, of course, 1911 45 and an AK-47, as well as that 44 mag I was talking about a moment ago. And, of course, a lever-action shotgun. He actually does, Arnold's little whirl thing he does with the lever-action shotgun in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's pretty fucking sweet whenever you see the scene in the video below in the description section. So he's walking through the cemetery, whirls the freaking lever-action shotgun, boom, ready to go, blasting some fools. And, of course, a standard pump-action shotgun. Actually, I think that's the Gator shotgun that's part of the kickback pre-order bonus, if I'm not mistaken. And, of course, another weapon that's part of the pre-order bonus for Mafia 3 is the Tommy gun. It's called something else, but I prefer the Tommy gun because, hey, that's what it's called. And, of course, yes, a heavy machine gun, blasting up some vehicles, taking out some mob bosses. What else would Lincoln use these wonderful toys for? And, hey, he found another purpose for his heavy machine gun, and that is shooting up the Southern Union. Oh, those poor blankets. To think those blankets could have gone for better purposes, like, beds and hotels and, oh, well. C'est la vie. Someone was calling me. Another freaking telemarketer. I swear, I hate telemarketers. Just as much as I hate the Southern Union. Okay, so maybe I hate telemarketers a little more. It depends on the day, okay? Anyway, so, continuing. And here's another example of Lincoln Clay with his, well-provisioned and sighted weapons, able to, get the drop on these motherfuckers. Then, of course, McGuire chimes in. Of course, McGuire, he is the FBI agent investigating Lincoln Clay, and he's also the one that's doing the Lincoln Clay case files. He says this: nothing like this has ever happened before. Lincoln wanted to terrify the mob. He was going to kill every last one of them. And here's obviously some crime scene photos of weapons probably used by either Lincoln Clay or mobsters. And, of course, some dead mobsters as well. A car that's obviously been had something done to it, wrecked. And, of course, I think they pulled this car out of the river. I think that's what happened. They probably took the car out of the river And we're examining it to find another victim of Lincoln Clay's wrath against Sal Marcano. And of course, this seems pretty funny. So Donovan then starts to talk about Burke. He says, Jesus, when Burke came on board, things really kicked up another level, explaining how Burke supplied Lincoln Clay with explosives like Molotov cocktails, and of course another item. See, here's a Molotov cocktail in action. The other explosive he mentioned was C4. Now the interesting thing about C4 is obviously not only can you plant them in places and set them off, you can also put them on vehicles like this family truckster and then send the family truckster towards some goons and boom! I think I like that neat little trick right there. So anyways, some explosions that will be at your disposal in Mafia 3 as well. Apparently courtesy of Burke, and more explosions. Alright, so here are some TV interviews that took place in the trailer. One was with this young woman. She says that there was a loud crash and it was like a bomb going off. Then of course another scene. I believe this is inside the Royal Hotel, the aftermath of Lincoln Clay, you know, dispensing justice upon some mobsters. Man, he spared nobody. Yep, he tore these mofos up. Then, of course, another TV news report outside of the Royal Hotel talks about war on the streets as a gunman stormed the Royal Hotel, killing an untold number of men. Yeah, these men. All dead. So here's the funny part that Donovan talks about. Quote unquote, the funny part is Lincoln really didn't need half the shit to take down Marcano. And of course, the fact that Lincoln Clay is a war machine. You know, he's capable of taking you out with a knife or just bashing your head with a shotgun or just, you know, putting a knife through your eyeball like he's doing with this poor bastard. And, yeah, taking this asshole out too. Once again with his trusty knife. Or setting somebody on fire with a Molotov cocktail. And I think this is one of the lieutenants or capos under Marcano, who's, you know, probably not going to, well, make it going up against Mr. Clay. He's not going to end up, well, surviving this encounter, most likely. Then the Senate grills Donovan once again, he says, and the systematic killing of Marcano's capos and lieutenants, as he points to the board with Marcano at the top, the capos underneath, including Lou Marcano in the middle, and I believe Olivia to the left. I think maybe Tommy Marcano to the right, and I think Tony at the very bottom in the middle, and then two others as well. And of course, Lincoln walking away from this unfortunate mobster. I think it looks like he may have had a heart attack or, you know, maybe a stroke, or maybe Lincoln killed him. Something. I don't know how that happened. Maybe, just maybe, he was just walking by and this guy was shit-faced, you know, drunk as a skunk. I mean, it's New Bordeaux, for crying out loud. Okay, so Donovan chimes in once again talking about, well, we weren't playing fucking patty cake. I've seen him, a.k.a. Lincoln. Oh, and this scene's funny because he, like, you know, leans up and he rubs his head, like, shaking his head, like, oh, motherfuckers, fuck you all. Fuck my life, you know. And I couldn't really get the scene screenshotted where I wanted it to, but I just finally gave up there. It was still a funny scene. I mean, almost every scene with Donovan is hilarious. So continuing, he says this, well, we weren't fucking playing patty cake. I've seen him, Lincoln, bring the whole VC unit to its knees using nothing more than his knife. And of course, blasting mobsters with a shotgun. He also said this, I've seen him take down an armored encampment with a single-scope combat rifle. And this is a really cool shot of Lincoln sneaking behind this sweet-looking car. I don't think this is a frigate. I think this is one of the pre-order kickback cars, I believe, along with the Leopard and the Stallion. I could be wrong about that. So obviously, they're showing off some of the pre-order vehicles and weapons that you're able to get by pre-ordering Mafia 3. So he sneaks up behind this sweet-looking car, and then he starts shooting motherfuckers with an AK-47. Typical of Lincoln, right? Anyway, so this is hilarious. With Donovan obviously continuing. Put a rocket launcher in his hands like that, And the poor bastards never stood a chance. And look at all those beautiful cars Lincoln's blasting to bits. Come on, Lincoln. Whatever. So anyways, Donovan at the end of the video starts reminiscing about, even back in Laos when we were running guns. Hell, even from the moment he stepped off the chopper, I remember thinking to myself, this man, aka Lincoln, has a talent for violence. And look at that 1,000-mile stare that Lincoln Clay has. Is it called the 1,000-mile stare? Or is it the 100-mile stare? It was something a lot of soldiers have. After experiencing a lot of combat, they just have this thing about where they just stare off into nothing, into the abyss. It's really kind of creepy, and I think they've portrayed it really well in this scene of him walking, with those eyes just like staring off into, I don't know what the hell he's staring off into. But anyways, this cool scene of him closing the elevator. He's talking about how this man, a.k.a. Lincoln Clay, has a talent for violence. And of course, that is the end of Tape 2, continued on Tape 1, coming, I'm guessing, before Mafia 3 officially comes out on October 7th, which is only just, a couple weeks away? I mean, we're getting very, very close to the release of Mafia 3. And by the way, if you haven't had a chance yet, pre-order Mafia 3 because you're going to get the family kickback bonus, like I mentioned, 3 weapons, like the sniper rifle right there, the Gator shotgun in the middle, the Tommy gun to the right, 3 sweet-looking cars, the Stallion in the middle, to the right, the Leopard, to the left. I forgot what that other one was called, but it's a sexy little classic sports car as well. So 3 weapons, 3 cars, all part of the family kickback bonus when you pre-order Mafia 3, which is coming Friday, October 7th to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.